Welcome to the Halloween Marathon of 2022. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh boy, now I talked about this game in my Beat 'em Up Fighting History series. If you haven't seen those, go ahead and check them out, and yes, I am well aware of the audio issues. And no, they're not going to be fixed because I already rendered all those videos and I don't have the assets anymore. Anyway, this game right here is one that I could not pass up, especially now during the Halloween season. So in case you're not familiar with this title, Jennifer is a beat 'em up horror style game that was developed on the OpenBOR engine by Master Derico all the way back in 2010. It's a simple side-scrolling beat 'em up except for a couple of things. First of all, it's the title character Jennifer, which resembles that little girl from the movie The Ring, if you've ever seen it, where she crawls out of the TV. Yeah, great movie to watch on Halloween, by the way. Her animations and her attacks are just plain creepy and very disturbing. And the way that she crawls on the ground. Anyway, she has a couple of different attacks ranging from the normal punching animation to some really weird and somewhat grotesque body transforming attacks. Yeah, take a look at that. Oh yeah, by the way, look at that. There's a little bit of blood in here as well. The enemies are also very weird looking. And having enemies remain on the ground after being defeated, it's a nice little touch to the game by Master Derico. I have a feeling Master Derico is a big fan of the arcade game Golden Axe. That game did that, and I think the Genesis one did that as well. The music and the ambience is something taken out of a nightmare. And sure, some of it is taken from other games, but I think they're put to pretty good use on this game. The combat and the controls are not that bad, and you can sometimes even pull off some really cool looking combos. The cutscenes, yeah, they're disturbing, and they give you a little bit of a backstory as to why Jennifer is going on this murderous rampage. The game has this distinct grainy old film type look to it, and I think it's put to perfect use for this type of game and gives it that real creepy vibe as if you're watching some kind of a old gory horror show, only you're playing as a protagonist. Really cool stuff. The game, however, is brutally hard, at least for me, and the enemies are kind of cheap from time to time and require lots, and I'm talking about lots of hits to kill. But if you can get past that little glaring oversight, Jennifer is a unique take on an otherwise crowded beat 'em up genre. Best of all is that it's free for download as long as you have a computer. Now for graphics, the game gets an 8. Its distinct grainy look that I talked about, combined with that disturbing protagonist and freaky looking levels, animations, and enemies, is enough to give some people some good nightmares out there. And why else would you play a game as scary as this if not to give you nightmares, right? Gameplay wise, I'm gonna go with a 4 on the meter. It's a beat 'em up, through and through. It doesn't try to be more than that. Now there aren't any branching paths that I can see, and the enemies take a lot of hits to put down. And after a while it starts to drag, especially after the first 2 stages. Now if I was to give this an overall rating on the Halloween meter, I would say a 7, solid 7. Master Derico delivered one of the goriest and creepiest beat 'em up games out there in the past decade. Now, will he strike again on this decade? Let's hope so. Now, hope you enjoyed this creepy little flashback. Stay tuned for tomorrow when I will be talking about a Famicom game that takes a different approach to a popular horror franchise from the late 80s to early 90s. Until then.